I'm getting rid of all my kids' toys except for 4 for each kid, and here's why. On the road today, I was listening to the radio, and the radio was talking about how there was a research study done, and this was primarily done on toddlers, that they gave them different amounts of toys and tried to figure out what is the best amount of toys for the toddler. I've been slowly minimizing his toys already because my toddler was just so overwhelmed he wouldn't play with any of them. 4 toys is the ideal amount for a toddler. I am not a minimalist. We do have a lot of stuff, and toys are the thing we have the most of. In fact, we have 3 different areas. In the living room upstairs, in the basement, and in his room. When it came Christmas time, I went and purged like multiple van loads full of toys, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much we had. And then I, even this morning, have already taken out 3 or 4 bags into the garage. I had involved my toddler in this process, and suddenly everything became his favorite toys. My husband took my toddler out. And my baby is sleeping at the moment, so I gotta do this fast. I'll let you guys know what ends up happening when he gets home and first sees it, and then what happens later in the week, see if anything changes, if he wanted anything, all of that. I'm overwhelmed and he's overwhelmed. All he wants to do is play hide and seek and build forts. So why bother keeping all these toys? Why bother? Why bother? I'm not sure if board games count, but I might have to count them because obviously he just threw these apples to apples cards everywhere. Once upon a time these were organized by color, but I'm kind of done doing that because this is just how it's going to be. He can't even read, he just likes to toss them. I don't know if books count in this too. I think I'm gonna just forget the books because that's a lot for me to go through and try to decide. I mean, I could pick like 4 books for each kid, but I feel like that would be boring, and I want to encourage reading. The other problem I have is he's got a trampoline down here too, and a ride-on car. Is it exercise equipment? Is it a toy? I don't know. So I'm gonna take the basketball hoop and, you know, some of the other bigger things. So I'm afraid he's gonna come down here and be like, where's all the toys? I've got to go look upstairs and see what's upstairs. But basement is done. I almost forgot that we also have board games over here. So I just packed up like 4 of them that are the kids' board games. Obviously the adult ones I'm just gonna leave. He doesn't have any interest in them anyways. But yeah, I'm packing up the kids' ones. I'm counting that in with the toys just because 1, I don't want to clean up the mess either. 2, they are technically kind of like toys. They're things he plays with. So I'm gonna pack up those as well. Well, guess who woke up? Just got the stuff in the basement done. Didn't get it all done, but that's okay. You gonna help me, buddy? This is all books. That'll stay. Ooh. I can't do the bags with you, buddy. You stay right there. I have to keep this. It's the one toy. I mean, I actually tried to get rid of it twice. Both times he asked for it back. He just, I don't appreciate guns. His grandma gave him this, and I'm like, well, I can't say no at this point. Sorry, train tracks, I think you're gonna have to go. Mommy's gonna have to do 4 things in each area. I already am backing out of my plan. Because I've got 3 things here already. Oh, and then I have his tummy time mat. Ooh, and I have this. Yikes. 4 toys is very, very difficult. Yeah, I mean, that makes it 4 here. This is a lot harder than it looks. I thought it'd be easier than this. I thought it'd be just a quick like, yep, these are the favorite toys, but there's more than just 4 that are favorites. I don't know what to do. This thing keeps him really entertained in his bed, but he broke it this morning. I'm gonna set this up for him so that he at least doesn't feel like I took everything. I can't even fit this panda in one bag. So here we are in the garage. I see all this stuff and I go, what in the world? What in the world was I thinking? And I've got stuff going back over here. This is a lot. This is even more toys than I knew we had a lot of toys, but this is next level. But now I gotta haul it all over here so that my toddler doesn't see it. So that ended up being a lot harder than I expected it to be. So I just said, forget it. I'm going to minimize as much as I possibly think I can right now. And I'm keeping a maximum of 4 toys in all 3 spots. So it adds up to more toys than just the 4 like I had originally said I was going to try to do. But it is a lot harder than you think it is. Once it's your kid and your kid's toys, to try to sort through and be like, well, they play with this, but they also play with this, and they also play with this, and if they don't have this with this, then like, how is that gonna work? That's a lot of toys that I just put in the boat back there. And it's so many that it's over the edge of the boat more than I thought it was gonna be, which is a little concerning, and it does make me look at it and go, wow, how much do we over consume? Like, I thought I had less stuff, and so I really hope that this experiment goes well. Luckily, I managed to get it all out here before the toddler came. I'm gonna do it for a week. I'm gonna do it for a week. Low commitment to me. So my week is over. What happened? So essentially, day 1, when he came back, I expected him to notice everything right away was missing. He did not. It took him hours before he noticed, and even then he noticed the empty buckets first before he really noticed any toy was gone. And then he noticed, okay, my train tracks are gone. Okay, so he wanted the train tracks back. I told him, you're gonna have to wait. I will get them back for you, but you're gonna have to wait. We're gonna do this experiment. Same day, he noticed that one of his ball shooter sharks was gone. Okay, I figured he probably would notice that one as well. That's the only two things that he noticed were gone. Day 2, he went on to be like, hey, the buckets are empty. Where are my toys? I said, well, which toys are you missing? Tell me which toys you were missing. And he could only tell me the train tracks. That was it. Couldn't tell me any of the other toys. And I asked him, like, is there any other toy? And he's like, no, I don't know. On day 2, he ended up finding a couple more toys that I had missed. I thought I had gotten them all, but there was walkie-talkie phones that were on the counter charging. He found a magnetic ball thing that I don't even know where he found it. He found a tiny little block that was like a magnetic Minecraft block for a set. I took the set, but I missed one of the blocks apparently. He also found a leash for a stuffed animal, for a wolf. He found the stick. I had taken the wolf out. All of that was only asked back because he found pieces to it. If he hadn't have found pieces to it, I wonder, would he have asked for it back? I don't know. Probably not the leash and the wolf though, because he hasn't played with that thing for a year. The stick had been shoved back behind the buckets. The only reason he found it was because he was pulling the buckets out because they were empty, and then he saw it behind there. Moving on throughout the rest of the week, for another day, he asked for the train tracks back and for the other things back. I told him, just wait a little bit longer. And then the last few days, nothing. Haven't heard about anything. Haven't heard any toys that are missing. Haven't heard him ask for any toys. So how did he play with the toys that he had over the week? He did play with them more. He was more engaged with his toys, and I had more time to do stuff around the house because he was super engaged with his toys. He wasn't just surface level playing with them anymore. So yes, it does work. Having less toys made him not as overwhelmed. He had less options, but he also had time to play with them. And like I said, the majority of his toys, he had no idea what he was missing. He just knew the buckets were empty and he was missing stuff. What am I gonna do going forward? I'm gonna bring in the toys that he asked for. Everything else I'm gonna leave out there for a little while until later. I might do 6 months, I might do a year. Okay, it's not hard and fast for me. It's whenever I feel like, okay, he's not gonna ask for anything more. This is fine. There were things that I was surprised he didn't ask for. I was surprised he didn't ask for the magnet tiles. I was surprised that there wasn't anything else that he wanted compared to how many things that I put out there that he didn't even notice were gone. Was it surprising to me? Yes, it was. I knew that he was overwhelmed. I knew that he would play better. I was pretty sure that he was gonna play better. I did not know how much he was gonna not notice that stuff was gone. I'm still gonna keep the 3 spots just because it's most convenient to have toys in each spot for us. But I don't think it needs to be a hard and fast rule. They only can have 4 toys. But it's much, much better for him, and I'm sure it would be much, much better for other kids. If you wanna try the experiment, let me know in the comments if you end up trying it and what ends up happening with your kids. So I gotta go because he's knocking on the door.
You can't hear me door closed.
I can't hear you with the door closed.
Yeah.
Can I finish my video?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love my children. So anyways, we are going to wrap this video up. So like and comment and subscribe and all the things, and I will see you in the next video.